Hey guys, this is Karthika Kansal from Apex FinServe, and we'll be discussing a couple of trades for tomorrow's trading session as usual, along with the index and currencies outlook as well. But before we begin, out of the trades that we had discussed yesterday, we had two triggers and both of them hit the targets, namely Indices and Pale. So not a lot of trades today, but definitely a green session, so a good trading session for us. I hope the same goes for you as well. Now starting with the trades for tomorrow's trading session, the first one that we have is SRT. Now SRT, well, it was supposed to be making high lows, but well, keeping in mind the recent candle strength or the individual candle body structure, the strength is not really visible. So we'll be going for a short position once it breaks the nearest swing low of 674 or 677, 676. So we'll be taking a sell position only under 675 with the stop loss going at 685. Moving on to the next script that we have, Apollo Hospital. Now Apollo Hospital is it's not really showing either side decisive movement, but we have a slight a bullish bias here because there's a supply zone and it seems to have taken support from there. So we'll be taking a long position only above 1487 with the stop loss going at 1470 and the ideal targets at 1%. Moving on to the next script that we have, Just Dial. Well, I don't know what is it with Just Dial. Every day that we decide to be aggressive, it misses the entry. Every day that we decide to be conservative, it misses the entry yet again. The same side, but it just doesn't seem to be triggered. I don't know why. So well, we are taking a slightly even more aggressive approach tomorrow for Just Dial. This seems to be almost a bullish engulfing, and further complemented by a close above the VWAP. This black line is the VWAP. So we'll be going for a long position above 371 with the stop loss going at 366 and the ideal targets at 1% from your point of entry. Let's see how this pans out tomorrow. Then we have PEL. So PEL, we are going to be taking a short position at the nearest resistance or the close to the nearest swing high. So we'll be going for a short position at 1525 with the stop loss going at 1540 and the ideal targets at 1%. Then we have IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank, it's a very simple trade on IndusInd Bank. There's a demand zone. We'll be taking a long trade at that point. So we are looking for a long position at 505, stop loss going at 498 and the ideal targets at 1%. Now moving on to the indices. Well, I told you guys I would be excitedly looking for how Nifty performs today, because as I said, the option chain was quite exciting. Now option chain is pretty interesting today as well, but before we go there, the chart for Nifty, we had the exact same zones yesterday. It gave a flat-ish kind of opening. It was a gap up, but it quickly fell down and it failed to sustain that particular zone. Again broke through it on the downside, and well, easy short position at this point, and it gave about 50-60 quick points without much fuss. Now the same zone is going to be important for tomorrow as well, 11,160, or if you want to be a bit conservative, then you can go somewhere near short under 1150 or long above 11,200 if you are the trend friendly breakout kind of trader. Now what I have done here is I have simply used the Fibonacci retracement along with my demand supply zones. I have selected this swing low and this current swing high as the highest point. Now I'll be looking for confluence trades. So in my understanding, I would prefer to take long somewhere near 11,000. Reasons being, well, option chain, it is a support there as well. It is also the 0.38 retracement, and it is also a good demand zone. If I want to take an aggressive long position in the direction of the trend, I would take somewhere near 11,100, 11,080, because again 0.23 retracement, and 11,100 is the support in option chain as well. If I want to take a confirmed long entry, I would only go above 11,200, but let's see how that goes. Now moving on to the option chain for Nifty. Well, we have again it's not as imbalanced as it was yesterday. We have decent quantities on both the sides, on puts and on calls. From the option writer side, it is pretty evenly matched. So for immediate resistance levels, we have 11,200 with 733,000 contracts added, and for significant resistance we have 11,300 with about 685,000 contracts added. On the support side of things, we have 11,100 as immediate support with 220,000 added contracts, and significant support at 11,000 with 600,000 added contracts. Now let's see how that goes. I've already told you how I'll be planning my trades using these levels with my Fibonacci as well as my demand supply zones. Now when we talk about the PCR for Nifty, well, the PCR of volume comes out to be at 1.12, which is again highly bearish. So the option buyers, well, they seem to have carried on their if not carried on, well, they seem to be still holding on to their bearish bias very tightly. So let's see how that goes. The writers are pretty much more or less neutral at this point. Now moving on to the next index, we have Bank Nifty. The Bank Nifty, again, what I have done simply is using additional confirmation of Fibonacci retracements as well as the demand supply zones. So I have good confluence point at 0.236 retracement along with a demand zone at 22,700 ish. Another level that I have is 0.382 along with my zone at 22,500 ish levels. So these are two levels that I'd personally look out for. On the upside, break of 23,000 would make for a decent breakout trade, which was rejected today, but it might as well happen tomorrow, keeping in mind the strength. Now moving on to the option chain for Bank Nifty, we have immediate resistance, as I said, at 23,000. Now this is quite interesting because 23,000, well, it is a big round number. It might as well act as a psychological resistance, but we can see that the call writers have actually exited some call writers have actually exited their positions, which means that the writers are not really as sure-footed that it is going to act as a strong resistance. But because of the heavy open interest, in total about 685,000 contracts, we'll still be considering that as immediate level of resistance. For significant resistance, we have 23,500 with almost 90,000 added contracts today and 637,000 contracts total standing. On the support side of things, we have 22,500 with about 232,000 added contracts. Significant support at 22,000 with about 141,000 added contracts. When we come to check the PCR for Bank Nifty, the PCR comes to be at 0.95, which is still bearish, but well, not as bearish as Nifty. So you can pretty much take aggressive longs if you have confluences of multiple concepts. So let's see how it goes tomorrow. Now moving on to the commodities section. So again, we won't be discussing silver charts because, well, we checked the charts today, the same thing as yesterday. There's no entry that would have justified the risk. The movement was large, it was very large, but it was also very quick. So you had to take split-second decisions a lot of times, and well, we didn't think that the amount of risk that we had to build in such a heavy position would be justified. So we didn't take that. We avoided taking any trades in silver today, and we didn't share it with you guys as well. Now for crude, well, the same chart was there yesterday. We have the same chart today as well. 3080 level. Crude seems to be trying to take it back, but as you can see on the chart, it is acting as a support. It's simple role reversal. If you wanted to, you could have caught about a percentage here, and then again a running trade of 1% here. We got this the second time, and well, the first one was missed. Now this is still an open position for us, so let's see how that goes. I am personally expecting somewhere near 3100 ish levels for crude. Let's see if that happens and our target is met. Now moving on to GBP INR, the forex pairs that we have, USD and GBP. Now GBP INR, same zones that we had discussed yesterday. Now I'm particularly happy about the way that our zones are being respected in both these currency pairs. If you simply observe the charts and use those levels or those zones as additional confluences on your trading system in general, you should get really nice results, because well, I don't have anything else on my chart, and these zones, I think I can pretty much trade just by themselves, and I don't really need nothing else. So we had a very good short and as well as a very good long on GBP INR. Now for tomorrow, I expect the currency pair to be, well, there's this small supply zone at 94.8375. So let's see if that is acting up in a strong manner, or if not, I expect to take trades on the upper zone or at the lower zone, depending on the kind of interaction, of course. Moving on to the final chart that we have, USD INR. Well, USD INR has been falling flat on its face. I have not applied the Fibonacci retracement here, but if you wanted to, simply consider 75.6 as the swing high and 74.5 as the swing low. Well, I might as well do it right now. Give me a second. Yeah, so that's how it looks if you apply the Fibonacci retracement. Now, again, I would simply suggest that try to use the confluence of these retracement levels along with the zones for tomorrow's trading session. You should get some fairly precise entries, but don't forget to take confirmations of your own understanding or of your own technical setup as well. Now, these are all the charts that I had to discuss with you guys. I hope you guys like the content that we have been posting. If you do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And well, I'm sorry, but I'm having a warm cup of coffee. I'm kind of down with a bit of cough and cold. But as always, if you want any of this content that I just discussed with you guys, if you want the charts, the option chain analysis, and well, any chart in general, feel free to check out the Telegram channel at the rate Apex Finser. All of this is going to be posted on the channel before 9 a.m. as usual. And if you like the content, well, like, share, and subscribe as usual, and don't forget to click that bell notification icon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. Bye.